You spin those lies like you think I was asking for it. So dim the lights so I can't see the hand you forfeit.
So straight off the bat, the first issue you'll probably pick up on is the slightly muffled sound the track has, particularly down in the lower mids around the 300 to 400 Hz area. Now this isn't the fault of the microphone or placement, it's just capturing the natural sound of the singer, and most recordings are likely to have a little more build up in this area than you'd need in a full mix. To deal with this, I'd suggest first using a gentle high pass filter to roll off any excessive low end along with potential rumble that can often sneak in through a lot of microphone recordings. The specific cutoff point will mainly depend on your sound source. However, as a general guideline, you'll usually want to set the cutoff higher for female vocals because the undesirable low noise tends to occur at higher frequencies. Conversely, for male vocals, opt for a lower cutoff since the undesirable noise is usually found at lower frequencies. So in this case, I'll set mine around 130 Hz as this is the point right before where I feel like I start to lose some body of the vocal if I set the cutoff point any higher. I'll also use a 12 dB per octave slope as I find it cuts less of the fundamental frequency out as opposed to a 6 dB per octave slope. Let's take a listen to how this affects the vocal, if at all.
You spin those lies like you think I was asking for it. So dim the lights so I can't see the hand you forfeit. You spin those lies like you think I was asking for it. So dim the lights so I can't see the hand you forfeit.
This takes care of the unwanted low end, so now let's deal with that muffled sound. As I said, on this vocal specifically, I'm hearing most of this muffled sound around the low mid range, particularly the 300 to 400 Hz area. So to deal with this, let's roughly set the frequency band to 400 Hz and then try dipping some of this out. It may be useful to first over-exaggerate this to the point where it starts to sound unnatural to your ear and then bring this back up to a more reasonable sound. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to do all of this in solo so you can clearly hear the effects each move has on the vocal, but I'd recommend you at least check how these moves sound within the context of your mix first when you try this for yourself. So I'll do as I suggested and first over-exaggerate this and then I'll bring it back up to a more natural sounding point.
You spin those lies like you think I was asking for it. So dim the lights so I can't see the hand you forfeit. You spin those lies like you think I was asking for it. So dim the lights so I can't see the hand you forfeit.
Now we have a better balance of both the low end and low mids. Usually the other main area that needs to be dealt with is the upper range. You may notice that once you remove some of the muffled mid-range, the high end now sounds a bit too harsh. This is due to the fact that the low mids have now been attenuated, which now makes the upper range sound louder by comparison. To fix this, it's a pretty similar process to what we just did with the low mids, but in this case you really want to try and identify the area that sounds the most harsh in your vocal recording. That's usually the spot that gets difficult to listen to whenever there's any harsh S sounds present in the vocal. So finding a spot in your track and looping this section, if there are any, can be a good place to start. You can also try soloing out the EQ bands like this. Or simply boost the band with a medium-sized Q factor and sweep around until you find the harshest spot in your recording. Usually it will jump out at you in a very noticeable and unpleasant way. That's how I can normally tell once I found the right spot.
I can't see the hand you forfeit. You spin those lies like you think I was asking for it.
So as you just watched, I stopped sweeping around the 3 kHz area as this was the point I found the vocal to be the most piercing in sound. And then from here, the process is the exact same as before. You can first over-exaggerate the cut and then bring it back up to a more natural sound. I'll play you an A/B of everything we have so far.
Spin those lies like you think I was asking for it. So dim the lights so I can't see the hand you forfeit. You spin those lies like you think I was asking for it. So dim the lights so I can't see the hand you forfeit.
As a producer and engineer who's tried countless options to improve my mixes, the Sage Audio membership is the only platform that actually delivers results, and it's an incredible experience. The membership includes unlimited mixing feedback, direct one-on-one mentorship, in-depth mixing and mastering courses, 50 free mastered songs per year, and a lot more. Every day I see huge wins from members noticing a massive improvement in their mixes after joining. Use a link in the description to see if the Sage Audio membership is right for you.